Recording.
All right, functional Kenpo. This is a kind of a hot button topic sometimes, and I don't get why. But I don't need to get why, because you guys know by now that I don't really care about getting on people's nerves. So, as you probably hear in the background, my brother Marcus is taking a nap and he's starting to snore, but we're going to roll with it anyway. So anyway, we're going to do some manipulations in Kenpo, and I've covered some of these before, and they can be fight enders, but I don't look at them as fight enders. I really look at them as positioning tools. So the first one we're going to start off with, and again, I just keep using the right arm. It's not that we can't use the left, and it's not that you shouldn't be working this on the left arm as well. We're just using it so we have a common point of reference as we go through the videos. Most of the videos we've been doing stuff right side, right arm. So you can keep looking at the videos and get a sense of where our body is supposed to be as you mimic this stuff and go through it yourself. So the first one we're going to work on is a simple over-the-shoulder arm lock. I've covered this before, but I'm going to cover it again because it's been a while. So this lock is something that you can get a number of ways. You can come in and hit this guy, knee him, and fish for it until you get it. He could have defended against something you did and gotten a hold of you, and you use that to start to set him up for it as you fish for it. You could have actually grabbed him to hit him and then fished for it. But this arm lock here is very, very useful as a good setup move. It's good because it allows you to drop the guy down to the ground. And I'm stepping over so you guys can see that wasn't part of the move. You can use it to drop the guy down to the ground to set him up for Chris, my knee again. Familiar? You guys seen each other again? You can drop the guy down to the ground and knee him. You can use it for breaking the elbow. You can use it for wrenching the shoulder. You can also use it for just sitting the guy down. And you leave him there on the ground. I've got this here to keep him from rolling flat on his back. Go back, Chris. And I've got this here to keep him from rolling that way. Because I want him like that with his head right there. So when I hit his head, it doesn't really have anywhere to go. So I sit here and pound on him for all I'm worth before I decide to sit here and go, hey, I want that right there. I want this. So I can rip his damn shoulder apart. So we're going to do this again. It doesn't matter if he swings and you pick him up. It doesn't matter if you knee with the left or the right. But once you get to this here, you lock. I lock the hands together. 3-finger grip. That's 3-finger grip. This arm goes up. Hands come down. I use that to leverage him down. Grab the back of his head. Like I said, it doesn't matter which knee you use. If you want to do the throw over from here, you spin his head and pull the arm over. This leg will be in position automatically. Don't grab his sleeve. You're not a jiu-jitsu person. You're a Kenpo person. Grab the arm. That way, if the guy has a sleeve, great. You can use the sleeve to control him. But if he does have a sleeve, you grab his wrist. If he doesn't have a sleeve, you grab his wrist. You're here. Nail this guy for all your work to stun him and set him up. Put your knee into him. Bring this arm over. Push straight down the arm like you're trying to make his shoulder touch the floor and make his palm touch the back of his head. That's the effect of the lock. And this here make it that much worse. That's just one lock. And yes, that's Kenpo. I'm not going to tell you which technique all that stuff came from. You guys should be able to go through some of the techniques and pick apart the pieces by now. I'm not doing your homework. Alright, another manipulation I like to use a lot is the arm drag. We covered this before. But I like the arm drag because it allows me to get behind the guy. Getting behind the guy gives me access to a lot of targets and a lot of options. Like I said, it doesn't matter if he engages and you pick him up, or if you engage first and pick him up. It doesn't matter. The way the arm drag works is simple. The same side arm, you're going to grab the tricep. Now, you want to grab the tricep down by where the elbow joint is. You don't want to grab up here. You want to grab here. Now, when you do this, he can grab you too. And it's an arm drag contest. Who's got who? Who's got who? Which is why you notice whenever I do an arm drag, I always come in and stun first. I always hit the guy as hard as I can up top, hit him low while I'm getting my hand under here. If I want to put my hand under here, I might as well hit him. And I use this hand to grab his arm and shuck it under. Why am I using this hand to grab his wrist? Go ahead, do the arm drag contest. Okay? Go ahead and do the arm drag contest. No, you arm drag me. I'm holding his wrist so that he can't get a grip on me. Now from the arm drag, the little takedown I'm using is simple. So once you've gotten to here, you've arm dragged him, kick him. If you hit the guy here, and you control his face, just so you guys can see, the hand is controlling the face or the jaw. My forearm is over his shoulder and my elbow is on this side. I push the elbow and I pull the hand, anchoring to make the guy drop. If I don't want to use that drop, I can just push his hip and pull his head back to bring him back. The reason I'm grabbing here is I want to disturb his breathing and make him think about other stuff. I want to keep disturbing this guy's breath. You notice I keep covering his mouth. I want to keep him thinking there's a hand on my face and I can't breathe right now. I'm not trying to smother him until he passes out. I just don't want him thinking about fighting back. So I come in and hit you. Cover your breath. Cover your breath. Hit you in the throat. Cover your breath. I want you to keep thinking, damn, I can't breathe, instead of, damn, this guy's beating the hell out of me. So that's another manipulation. So to recap, we've got this arm lock and the shoulder lock that accompanies it. And we have the arm drag into that takedown. And in case you haven't noticed, one of the key points for these techniques, if you pay attention to where my feet are, I don't move much. I kind of stay in the same place as I do these moves because, that was for you. I stay in the same place as I do these moves because my mindset from my expression in Kenpo is that once the guy swings at me, I will give him one step. That means I'll step back one time, but I don't plan to do this, 2 punches this time. I don't plan to give the guy 2 steps back because I have no idea what's behind me. I have no idea who or what. So once I address the first attack and the second attack, I don't plan to go forward. And once I've gone here, I know this space is mine. So now that this space is mine, I draw him into my space. Into my space. My space. .com. I draw him into my space. Same thing with the arm drag. Once I sit here and I address him and I arm drag him, I draw him back into my world. This is my space here. I know where everything over here is. I've already been here. I'm lazy. I don't like to move much. So this guy's swinging at me and I go, oh, I took a step and now I make him do all the work. I ain't going anywhere. I don't even think my foot moved but one time. But that's the idea. I could sit here and, take his hand, keep taking all his space and going after him, or I could draw him into my space. And now I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go anywhere. Like that little choke neck wrench with the foot? Yeah. So that's 2 manipulations. I want to finish it off with one of my favorite chokeholds. So it's the same thing. You know, come in, address him. Now I'm going to angle off. Oops, in this way. I'm going to angle off and drop him lower. Once I drop him here, I'm going to keep this grip here and shoot this through. So boom, boom. Now I'm going to pull both my arms to me. I don't want to sit there and just use one at a time. I'm going to use both of them. If I can't pull to me, because I'm too weak, I go to him. I'm tucking his head under my armpit. Grab his shoulder, grab my hand, and now I just take my forearm, make my forearm, this one, go towards the ceiling. That's a chokehold. If I don't want the chokehold, I turn his jaw and take his neck apart instead. Now, someone asked, what if he slips out of it? Get back in there. If he slips out of it, you end up in the same position you started to move from in the first place. So if he slips out, put him back in there. And this time you'll notice I put my head behind his head so his head can't slip out this time. It's another version of doing the move. Now, another reason we're using the right arm for all this is to give you guys the same point of reference. So when he comes with the right, oh, I could do that. Well, oh, I could do that. Or, oh, I could do that. They're all in the same place. All these movements only require you to be able to do this. That's your entry. Get your head out of the way and you do this. This shot there could be anything to him. Once you've gotten this out of the way, that shot, when I say you address him, could be anything. Could be your back fist, hammer fist, heel palm claw. It's like a broken record. I'm saying it over and over again. But it could be anything. But after you've done this, you pick up the arm. If you don't want to pick up the arm, for whatever reason, there you go. And you have other locks as well, but we're not going to get into all that. We can do jiu-jitsu locks all day long. So that's all I want you guys to get from your manipulations is address him, go under, 1. If you don't want to go under with the left hand, go under with the right hand, 2. If you don't want to go under with either hand, 3. Those are your options. So one sticks your left arm under his arm, one sticks your right arm under his arm, and the other one says, fuck his arm. There you go. That's it. Just some manipulation ideas to go with your technique flows.